We got smoked banana peel. We got way too big apple. And we got, I don't know, the woods.
We've got the all-natural water bottle.
Yeah, you found that.
I foraged from the woods.
Yep. Alright. So at the base of this cliff, we have some rock, some of this lighter shale that comes from the very top that is worn as it's fallen down, but you can still see there are fossils, pieces of shell. So let's see if we can find some better examples. Here's some nice chunks of Anthracospirifer, including one very complete one right there, consolidated in this much more solid limestone. Good find.
Thank you.
Some of the more fragile shell species tend to preserve a lot better in this tougher stone. Here's one of the things I was looking for, those big productids. These are those brachiopods that actually sit like this. They've got spikes on the shell to help them sit in the muddy bottom of this ocean. Ooh, that looks like a bunch of productids. Here's another layer where you can see the productids in situ where they were buried, as well as other brachiopods. This whole layer is just full of them, if you look closely enough. All these little guys. The composita in this spot are really big too. Check that out. Very prominent sulcus there. The barbed wire makes it a statement piece. Yeah. Hey there, Benjamin again. Now back at my home in Tucson with lots of Ziploc baggies full of stuff that I'm going to enjoy picking through and doing a teeny bit of prep on just to clean it up a little bit. Unlike fossils that we collect in a lot of other places, stuff from the Naco will kind of just turn to mud if it gets wet. So if you pick up fossils in any of the areas that I've suggested you go, including the Indian Gardens paleo site, just very light little bit of brushing, maybe take a pick and move off little layers at a time. But for the most part, it's not something that you want to prep. It is kind of is as it is when you pick it up. But I'm also going to be taking the exemplar specimens, photographing them, and then digging through the scientific literature to learn as much as I can about it, which is then turned into research notes that I post to my Patreon page. That's patreon.com/ptpaleo. You can also just Google the Parent-Teacher Guide to Paleontology and it'll come up for you. As a matter of fact, that is one of the images that I'm working on. And by the time this video is public on YouTube, you will be able to go to the PT Paleo and start seeing some of those pages on fossils from the Naco. So if you see this and you want to learn more about what you've just seen me collect in the field, that's the place to go. I really appreciate my expedition donors, which have helped cover the cost of gas and stuff like that to get me out in the field, and all of my subscribers that help make producing these research notes that are really valuable to me and hopefully valuable to you as well. really makes all this stuff possible. So obviously, I wish I didn't have to end every video with a call to action like that, but the reality of the situation is paleontology is a very hard thing to do without direct funding, and so I rely on my independent work through Patreon to kind of get this stuff going. So if you like what I do, and it really means a lot to me if you do, I highly encourage you to check that out. And I will end with more August, because she is a great excuse to have a cat as a thumbnail. Oh, she looks so confused.